Happy New Year! As 2022 begins, it's time to recognize all that we accomplished during 2021. Remember the start of 2021? We went through the insurrection, the impeachment, and the inauguration. COVID had not only created anxiety, poor health, and a lot of people passed away, it hit our economy and caused financial devastation. So as we enter 2022, I want to give you an update on the 21 accomplishments for 2021. 1. Together with all my Democratic colleagues and the President, the first thing we worked on was the American Rescue Plan. We put shots in arms, checks in pockets, and helped rescue millions of businesses through the Paycheck Protection Program. As a result, the U.S. economy recovered faster, created more jobs, and saw more growth than anywhere in the world. 2. A priority of mine was to make sure the American Rescue Plan delivered $23 billion in state and local aid to New York State to rescue our schools, the state itself, New York City, our counties, towns, and villages. 3. I fought to include billions in direct aid for restaurants, live venues, and catering halls, including more than $13 million in shuttered venue operator grants for independently owned businesses right here in my district, such as the Paramount in Huntington, the John Engelman Theater in Northport, the Tillis Center by CW Post, the Landmark on Main Street in Port Washington, and many more. 4. Through the American Rescue Plan, we created $136 million and delivered them in child tax credit payments for 69,000 families in my district. 5. We helped negotiate and deliver the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure deal that will deliver billions of dollars to improve the New York's roads and bridges, upgrade the Long Island Railroad, New York City subways and mass transit, modernize and improve our airports, support the construction of electric vehicle charging stations, and address the climate crisis. Jobs, jobs, jobs. 6. My team closed 1,517 constituent casework cases, recovering nearly $18 million for constituents in late Social Security payments, missing veterans benefits, incorrect tax returns, and more. 7. When COVID vaccines first became available, we helped secure vaccination appointments for hundreds of constituents. 8. Working round the clock over the summer, we helped evacuate refugees from Afghanistan, ultimately succeeding in safely evacuating 45 individuals, including dozens of children. 9. Remember when everyone was struggling to get their passports renewed last summer? We assisted hundreds of constituents in securing passport appointments. 10. We also helped hundreds of constituents navigate the bureaucracy of immigration, visas, and other areas of the federal government. 11. I built upon my work last year to help New York's hospitals. Last year, I built a bipartisan coalition that helped deliver $4 billion directly to New York hospitals by getting every Democrat and every Republican in the New York State congressional delegation to support a letter to deliver funds based upon the rate of infection. This year, I helped negotiate a bipartisan No Surprises Act to protect patients from surprise medical bills while also protecting the hospitals and doctors as well. 12. As co-chair of the bipartisan Long Island Sound Caucus, I helped to increase funding to protect the Long Island Sound by $30 million, an increase of nearly 900% since my first year in office. 13. I delivered millions of dollars to the Navy to finally accelerate the cleanup of the Navy Grumman plume that has been haunting the residents of Bethpage and neighboring communities for more than 40 years. My prodding helped encourage New York State and Grumman to formalize an agreement to establish safe drinking water for the years ahead. 14. I saw to it that the Veterans Administration and the Army Corps of Engineers finally demolished the decrepit buildings 1 and 2 at the Northport VA and made millions of dollars of other upgrades to the physical plant to effectively serve our honored veterans. Never forget the vet. 15. I helped found and serve as co-chair of the Labor Caucus to promote unions, good wages, and good benefits so that hard-working people can live the American dream. 16. I founded the Uyghur Caucus and helped pass the Uyghur Forced Labor Protection Act to hold China accountable for the human rights abuses of this minority population committed by the Chinese Communist Party. 17. It's never too late to do the right thing. I introduced, passed, and the President signed my bill to create a Congressional Gold Medal for the Harlem Hellfighters. More than 100 years after the Harlem Hellfighters' selfless acts of bravery in World War I, Americans will now fully comprehend the heroism of these African American soldiers in spite of the pervasive racism and segregation of the times. 18. I helped lead the Board of Visitors for the Merchant Marine Academy during some very difficult times and got the administration, the Department of Transportation, and Congress to finally make a priority of helping this long-neglected and important national institution. 19. I brought millions of dollars to the Helen Keller National Institute in my district, more than they've ever had before. 20. I helped deliver millions of dollars for habitat restoration, stormwater management, dredging, and shellfish seeding in the Little Neck Bay, Manhasset Bay, Hempstead Harbor, Cold Spring Harbor, and the Northport Harbor. And finally, number 21, the salt deduction. We all know how the salt cap has undermined middle-class families and local governments. I've done everything in my power to include an increase to $80,000 the deduction for state and local taxes in the House, passed in the version of the Build Back Better Act. I will continue my mantra of no salt, no deal until the Senate finally gets it done. My friends, I've done everything in my power and will continue to do everything I can to foster bipartisan cooperation as I have over the past 5 years and throughout my career in public service. Whether it's Vice Chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus, my participation in the prayer breakfast, or the bipartisan workout classes, I'll do everything I can to get people to work together for the common good. So Happy New Year. Thank you so much for the honor and the responsibility as serving as a member of the United States Congress. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve and to try and solve problems on your behalf. Thanks.